real quick. I'm down here in Decatur, Georgia. Let me share this real quick with you. Right now, I'm down here in Decatur, Georgia, DeKalb County. And where I'm at right now is the DeKalb County courthouse. And I was out here with some family this morning, out, you know, I guess this is downtown, so I'm out, just eating breakfast and walking around, going to a little shops. But apparently, this is, downtown DeKalb County. There you see like the little train station. But something caught my eye. They have a lot of historic little placards, little signs right here. And as you can see this one, you see what this one says right here. It says lynching in DeKalb County. And in the top of it, you see what it says, Community Remembrance Project. So what they are doing is remembering the fact that there was a prevalence of white mob activity in DeKalb County. Now, this is the courthouse right here. This is, once again, I guess this is the sort of a downtown area. But I want y'all to read this thing with me real quick, And I was reading it a while ago, but the live got interrupted. So I'm going to start from the top. As you see right here, it says lynching in DeKalb County. And if you read this with me, right? It says between 1877 and 1950, racial terror lynchings of African Americans by white mobs in DeKalb County created a legacy of violence and injustice that has not been previously acknowledged. Now, when somebody says they created a legacy, right? What is a legacy? A legacy is something that you leave to your children and to your children's children. So this right here is basically telling you that these lynchings of 1877 and 1950 have created a legacy that has been left, as we see from the recent things that we've been exploring on this channel. A lot of people have been exploring from North Carolina, Georgia, Mississippi, Arkansas, Chicago, all of these places. There is a legacy of violence and injustice that has not been previously acknowledged, but also it hasn't been post occurring acknowledged, right? And just look at one of these instances as they detail. It says on July the 26th, 1887, a black man named Reuben Hudson Jr. was riding on a Georgia railroad train when a conductor claimed that he resembled a man accused of assaulting a white woman in Redding, North Carolina. Redding, I guess that's Georgia. After the conductor handed Mr. Hudson over to local officers, he was sent to Redding the next day, where a mob of 100 white men seized and hanged Mr. Hudson from a tree. And as I've spoken on several occasions, as you see what this thing says, that this man he resembled a man. This how easy it was. You just only had to resemble a man accused of assaulting a white woman. And I've mentioned before, many of those racial happenings, they use that assaulting of a white woman as a precursor as the catalyst for them being able to come in and do what they did to us. Now, and once again, it was 100 white men coming to get one black man. He didn't even do nothing. He just literally looked like the person who was accused of assaulting a white woman. And I'm gonna get to that real quick, because this is something that is is actually ironic today. Now, look at this second one, right? We'll look at this second one. On April the 3rd, 1892, a white mob from Lithonia, Georgia, pursued two black men who were accused of what? Assaulting a white girl. Accused. Newspaper coverage was sparse and did not include their names. When the mob returned without the men, the newspapers reported that it was generally understood that they were lynched. So basically, in 1892, once again, the same narrative. Two black men were accused of assaulting a white girl. Now, that has always been the narrative that has fueled these lynchings, is black men attacking white women. Now, here, once again, and this is the courthouse. This is the courthouse right here. So I assume they may have been taken there, or, somewhere else. Now, here we go, another one, right? This is 3 instances, and they're actually, like I said, it looks like a memorial, but this is actually a celebration, if you ask me. Like, they might as well have put the ropes with the men's, dummies hanging up right here, because, this doesn't look like something that I want to see when I'm coming to DeKalb County. But here we have, on August the 21st, it says, 1945, Porter Turner, a black taxi driver who served white passengers, was found stabbed to death on a physician's lawn in Druid Hills. Officials assumed the motive was robbery. However, almost a year later, an informant revealed that members of the Cavalier Club, a branch of the Georgian Ku Klux Klan, were responsible for his demise. Each of these lynchings terrorized the black community, and the perpetrators of these lawless acts were not held accountable. Now, watch this bottom line right here. Memorializing these known and unknown victims reminds us to remain persistent and diligent in the pursuit of justice for all. And here is the Equal Justice Initiative by the NAACP Remembrance Project, right? And so here we have, and these are only 3. Now this goes from 1877 to 1950. Now that's only 3 lynchings within 7 years. Now we know the history of Georgia, and like I said, we in Decatur, Atlanta, all of the, I guess this is called the urban area, but I've heard so much about the other towns of Atlanta where people, experience such things. So this is, once again, this is a memorial, right? This is a memorial, and they're saying that they're doing this to commemorate and memorialize those unknown victims and these known and unknown victims. So there's a lot of victims, but this is DeKalb County. But you see 2 of these, and probably the third one too, dealt with a black man being accused of assaulting a white woman. Now, I just walked down, I'm gonna walk a little bit, right? We'll probably see, man. So I walked down this street right here into this little, I guess this is, a little social area, a little couple of restaurants. You'll see it. Once again, this is the Dekalb area, but I walked over here like big. No matter of fact, I'm gonna just walk you over here. You're probably gonna see what I'm talking about. And once again, this is no disparagement on anybody loving who you love, but I felt it was ironic that just 75 years ago, black men were being hung for just being looking like somebody who may have assaulted a white woman. But I came up here, and before I even walked on this parking lot right here, I seen about 3 black men with how you doing? I seen about 3 black men, like just from walking from this path right here to this little shopping area over here. I saw 3 black men with members of the opposite. I mean, with people of the opposite color, and they were they were together. But I was just like, man, that is so crazy that they got a memorial right here. And then let me walk through here because I had to walk through here a while ago. But they got a memorial right here, and they're telling about how black men were being lynched just for being accused of talking to black women. I mean, white women. But then, like, okay, I don't know if okay, nah, that's Middle Eastern. But, yeah, like, soon as I got over here, like, it was like 3 couples, which is fine, but it was just mind-boggling to me how quick, I guess, things have changed, but how much they still remain the same, because I have heard stories in the modern day time of the black brothers dating the Caucasian women, and whether their family gets mad or they have an argument, then the next thing we see this young brother being suspended in the air from a tree. And y'all saw the story that I did about, I think that was this morning, about the Granville County deputy sheriff, who was accused allegedly of having an affair with the wife, or a white wife of a white man, and she was unalived on September the 3rd of 2008 by her husband. The house was burned down, and then he was found suspended in the air from a tree 3 weeks later. Now, she wasn't found for a whole year later, but 3 years after, 3 weeks after she disappeared, this brother was found in a tree. And so that's, and the family of the woman thinks that the husband did it, and he actually confessed and is serving 13 years. But nobody mentions the death of the sheriff officer, who was disappeared. I mean, no, he didn't disappear. They found him, hung from a tree, and nobody, like, you can't find an article nowhere on Mark Waymer, right? Somebody sent me a change.org petition, and I found the death date certificate. But as far as somebody, as far as somebody writing an article detailing, the suspicions, circumstances around his death, there is nothing. There is nothing. So it was sort of enlightening to me that right down here in this court area or whatever, and then there's another memorial they got. This was of the Korean War, and they got a couple of more memorials. I want y'all to see this one more memorial. Then I'm gonna go ahead and try to enjoy my day. But I couldn't let this pass, because I just talked about that particular thing this morning in the video concerning Scott Morris, Kelly Morris, and Mark Wayburn. And then I come here, and as the thing said, a legacy of violence and injustice has been created by these things that happened in 1877, in 1950. We see that there's some, in some ways, still happening uh, to this day. Like I said, and this is, once again, if y'all missed it, this is the catalyst for this video. It says lynching in DeKalb County, and it lists 3 separate incidents in which black men were lynched. 2 of them for just being, what's that word? Accused of assaulting a white girl. This one, they said he resembled a man who was accused of assaulting a white woman. You just had to resemble somebody that was accused of doing something. Like, you didn't even have to do nothing. And the person, if you look like a person that they thought did something, 100 white men would come and string you up. Drive over the Stone Mountain. That's where they had Benny Clan at the top of the mountain. Even got slave houses at that part. Okay. Like I said, I didn't mean to come down here and do no work. I just, was like, just walking out, and we were coming from this restaurant, and this the one I want to show you right here. We were coming from this restaurant, and I saw another little thing just like that. Okay, and look at my guy. That's old Reverend William Barber, I think it is. They got a old real young Barber. Now he from Goldsboro, North Carolina. Well, I don't know if he's from Goldsboro, North Carolina, but he was a preacher down there at Greenleaf for quite some time before he reached national prominence. So I had the chance to work with him on, a couple of initiatives, a couple of occasions. But this is, I want to show y'all this real quick. But it's a nice day out here in Dekalb. But I definitely got to show y'all this real quick. And then I think I can find it. Where was that thing at? Okay, boom, here it is right here. So, right here. So this is another, as they call, memorial, right? This is another memorial, as they call it. So, this right here is the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. Y'all see that? This says Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was sentenced here. Look at it, it's here. Now that's the courthouse right there. On that he was sentenced here at the site of the farm. Okay, I guess this is the site. Maybe this is the old building right here. But it says Martin Luther King Jr. was sentenced here at the site of the former Dekalb building on October the 25th, 1960 to four months of hard labor for protesting segregation with the Atlanta student movement at a Rich's department store dining room. His arrest violated parole conditions set by Judge J. Oscar Mitchell, who had convicted King of driving without a Georgia license, even though he carried a valid Alabama license. Mitchell's harsh sentencing of King's parole violation energized civil activists and amplified demands to end racist laws and policies. King's mistreatment focused national attention on the civil rights movement when John and Robert Kennedy intervened to free King from prison. As a result, many black voters switched parties, to elect John F. Kennedy president, setting the stage for major civil rights legislation. Appreciate you, Rue. Appreciate you. Appreciate what you do. Thank you. I can't try to highlight that comment right there. I don't know how to do it on my phone. Well, appreciate your rule, man, for the super chat. I appreciate what you do. Thank you. Appreciate you for tuning in, my brother. King's mistreatment focus, national attention on the civil rights movement. So this is another example, once again, of a memorial of injustice. They memorialize what they did to us, and once again, this is from the Georgia Historical Society, and as the so here's some more stuff that they got on the wall. Historical marker resulted from a group of Decatur high school students who researched. We got the mayor emerita Elizabeth Wilson. So these are, I guess, are all people who helped Martin Luther King. You got Genesis Reddix, Clarence Seeliger, Daxton Pettis, Charles Black, Emma Callicut, Lisa Walton, Elizabeth Wilson, Adelaide Taylor, no relation, I don't think, Katrina M. Walker, Rosalind Pope, and Michael Warren. So all of these, they group of Decatur high school students who researched the episode that unfolded. Well, they trying to end. Oh yeah, so they really. So yeah, they really messing with my live. But this is, I guess, they said a betrayal sends King to Klan country. Students leader Lonnie King reminded Martin Luther King of his father's sermon that you can't lead from the back, and persuaded him to join their effort to desegregate Atlanta's public facilities. On October the 19th, 60, Martin Luther King Jr. asked to be served in the whites-only dining room of Rich's department store and was among dozens arrested that day for trespassing in segregated stores across Atlanta. He was handcuffed after politely pointing out that he had spent some $2,000 at the store that year, yet was denied a meal solely because of the color of their skin. So actually, blacks could go into the stores, but they just couldn't eat there. And so that's a very oxymoronic pledge. And it's the students were taken to the Fulton County Jail, and King among them. Their treatment became national news. Hartsfield began negotiating, describing Atlanta as a city too busy to hate, which would become the city's enduring motto. Eager to end the black community's boycott of the segregated stores and keep the citizens from escalating, Hartsfield brokered a deal. The department store owners would drop the charters and promise to eventually desegregate lunch counters in exchange for a temporary moratorium on their sit-ins. But cries of betrayal rang out when activists realized that King remained in jail after everyone was released unknown to others. In the movement, King's arrests have violated probation terms set by Judge Mickle. So there you go, Martin Luther King, man. He was out here getting arrested, putting it down. And many people say, what you really know about the dirty South? Yeah, man, that's and a lot of people say that, Martin Luther King was, part of the organizer confusion. I don't know. I won't dare, but, I just found it real strange, man, to be walking around here and I see, black. I don't know. Like, I don't see that much difference in time, whether, it's 1877 or 2024. I don't see much difference in time. Time is an illusion to me, because the same things are still happening now that it happened then. And to just walk by a sign that said two black men were lynched just for being accused of assaulting a white girl, and then see, like three black men back to back with white women. I was like, okay, like, I wonder what do they still go through that down here? And I'm pretty sure they do, as I've seen with other people, as I've talked to, other people, about their relationships, especially interracial relationships, dealing with dating someone from a foreign culture. So, but yeah, man, I just wanted to come on real quick, man, and just get this little experience from down here in Decatur. So yeah, and this is once again, if y'all missed this, we're gonna revisit where it all started. This is how this thing came about. When I walk in mine, I'm looking at this and it says lynching in Dekalb County. Between 1877 and 1950, racial terror lynchings of African Americans by white mobs in DeKalb County created a legacy. Once again, a legacy. People don't understand what that word legacy means. Those things back then, from the mouth of, once again, the Equal Justice Initiative, people who study this created a legacy of violence. Legacies is something that you hand down to your children of injustice that has not been previously acknowledged, or like as I added, postishly. That's a word I just made up. Hasn't been posthumously acknowledged. On July 20th, here's the story again. A black man named Reuben Hudson Jr. was riding on a Georgia train when a conductor claimed, now the conductor claimed that he resembled a man that was accused. There's three ambiguities in there. The conductor claimed that he looked like somebody that was accused. He didn't even have to. He didn't have to be the man. He didn't really have to look like him. But the mere fact that he was accused of looking like somebody who was accused of assaulting a white woman in Reading, the conductor turned him on to local officers. Officers, who's that? Those are police. The police were involved. He was sent to Reading the next day, where a mob of 100 white men seized and hanged him. Now, what were the police doing in this? Best believe that the police were part of that 100 men. And then once again, this is a commemoration of it. I just got to read. Then on April 3rd, 1892, a white mob from Lithonia pursued two black men who were accused of assaulting a white girl. Newspaper coverage was sparse and did not include their names. When the mob returned without the men, newspapers reported that it was generally understood, of course, it was understood that they were lynched. And then another guy, he was lynched as well. But, that is what sparked this impromptu live on the day where I just supposed to be, enjoying the weather, enjoying the scenery. But I just had to do that real quick. But yeah, man, this is still America, as we see. Like I said, if y'all seen the one from this morning, a young man, Mark Weber, 33 years old, just so happened to be allegedly was accused of having an affair with a white woman, Miss Kelly Morris. Kelly Morris' husband, Scott Morris, confessed to unaliving her on September the 3rd, burning the house down on September the 4th, and then after she went missing, on September the 3rd, no one found her body till November the 19th of 2009. But 3 weeks after she went missing, the man, Mark Wayman, turned up. Appreciate you, Royston Gills. Being black was guilty confirmation. R.I.P. to the ancestors. So yeah, my man Mark Wayman, he turned up 3 weeks afterwards. Suspended in the air from a tree somewhere in Granville County. Now, this happened in Granville County, North Carolina. If y'all didn't see that video, go back and watch it from this morning. But man, that was, once again, that 2008 sounds like a long time ago, but also, 1877, 1945 sounds like a long time ago, but it's not that long things keep happening. Yeah. I get it. Like around here, once again, it's it's cool, right? It's cool as I seen the brothers walking around with their beautiful white queens. Nobody was batting nobody was batting an eye. Nobody was batting an eye, right? But as I stated, if you go, what is that county in if you go down to some counties like Macon or I'm funny, right? If you go down to like Macon or those towns where nobody hears from, that might not be so accepted, that might not be so tolerated, you know, in certain circles. So, and I ain't gonna hold y'all. Speaking of queens, anyone see my wife? He's the. So yeah, we gonna get back with y'all, man. Maybe later on tonight, man. If I'm not out with my family and chilling, but yeah, we might do something tonight. But um, I don't know why. I can't. I like came out the restaurant. And I saw the Martin Luther King thing. Then I walked down the street and I see the the history of lynching in DeKalb County. Like I can't make this up. I can't let this go. So, you know, I had to I had to. Macon is mostly black with black sheriffs. I understand that, but Henderson is mostly black with black sheriffs. But we still have a man who was found with the rope tied around his neck, rope tied around a tree. So yeah, unfortunately, that really doesn't mean nothing. As I was getting off the plane last night, riding with my niece, and we passed 3 Georgia State troopers on the side of the road, right? And they was all outside of the car, and they were all black men. And so I looked at my niece. I was like, "Well, shoot, those sheriffs right there, they were black." She was like, all of them around here are coons. Like, and I looked at them and I was like, yeah, they look like coons. They look like some sheriff brains. Um, so what's going on, LA? So when that black, that all black town, black, black sheriff and black deputies, that really don't mean nothing. When the rubber meet the road, wasn't an anti-black thing specifically. I don't know. I don't know about that, Michael Bill. My man Michael Bill said being lynched wasn't an anti-black thing. I never saw pictures from my history books with white men hanging from trees and a whole bunch of white people with their children and picnics and lunches and soda pop and sandwiches, taking pictures of a white man being hung. Y'all let me know if y'all seen that picture from brother Michael Bill. And I appreciate you for tuning in, but that don't sound like nothing I've ever seen in the history books. Y'all let me know. He said all criminals was lynched or whatever. But and the thing about that is, the black people didn't have to be convicted of anything. And I don't think that they allowed mobs to come into the prison and carry out white criminals and execute them, my brother. So, I don't know where that sounds like an apologist mindset. Black people own slaves too. Okay, well yeah, but I don't see black people once again if hanging they slaves up from trees. Neither. Y'all show me the pictures. You know what I'm saying? Y'all show me the proof. Y'all, I know my boy, my man Alex Will, always talks about but I can concede that black people were definitely treated them. You don't have to concede. It's a fact. Don't concede it. Just state it. You know what I'm saying? That's not a that's nothing to be debated. We history teaches us that even now, like today, there's a different set of judicial laws and circumstances for blacks than it is white. What do we call a black guy that dates a white girl? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Like I said, I ain't, you know, I can't, they said, I don't know, man. And I don't know what it is with like somebody was talking about all of the athletes who get rich money and power and they want to, they want to go the other way. Talked about a couple of leaders in the past, quote unquote leaders who, had white women, and did that diminish? I don't want to sound, I don't want to sound like Dr. Umar or nobody. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they had to be white when they making those statements. I don't wanna sound like Dr. Umar or nothing like that, but there is a level of if you are dedicated to freedom fighting, and that one particular group has been above. Oh, Bill Leslie. Okay, let's not say that. Let's say the execution and the implementation of laws. Let's say that then. You know what I'm saying? Let's say that since you want to get technical. I think you know what I'm saying, Mr. Bill Leslie. The execution, the implementation of laws, the disparity of laws, the inequity in the justice system. I don't think we have to go down the list, but if you want to play that ostrich with your head in this the sand game, I don't want to play. I don't want to play that game with you today. But if you say that there's an equal system that treats blacks and whites equally amongst all the sectors, then I'll let you go with that. You can cover in your spare time sundown towns. This is where the Green Book came from. This is part of the problem that they don't exist all down Route 66. Okay, Route 66. Do you not agree that there's a major difference in how white and black people interact with the law? No. Reverse that, how the law interacts with white and black people, man. See, once again, who is this Jay's realized game? Once again, you sound like an apologist. You know what I'm saying? You sound like one of them people that say, well, don't teach slavery in the history books because it's going to make my children feel bad. You sound like that. You sound like that guy, man. But like I said, I'm gonna entertain you for about 7 more minutes, man. But I see you. You just wanna mind me up, Rich, so I can bust. Nah, man. I gotta leave them in here, man. As the Bible says, man, you let the wheat and the tares grow together, and at the harvest time, the angels will come and separate them. You know what I mean? So evidently it's not hot. Well, it's been harvest time for a few of them because you see, I never blocked anybody, but a lot of those trolls who used to troll back in the days, I just left them alone and ignored them. And eventually, they what did my man say on something he was not? He said, just let them rot on the fruit. Oh, that's what Shannon Sharp said. He said, just let them become rotten fruit on the vine. And most of the time, that's what they'll do. They'll just rot off. So if you ignore them, I hope the black MAGA will never encounter police at a traffic stop. Oh yeah, you and Gay, appreciate you. Like I said, my brother, that's why I said I don't know. Somebody else said you was trolling, but when people just deny reality, we just when people just deny clear, blatant reality and try to twist and turn what reality is from people who know, who've seen. I've been a black man in America for 46 years. And so I had enough interactions and studies and all of those with the, with police to understand with the judicial system, with the corporate system, with the medical system, any kind of system, that, it's no need to debate with you about, what is right and what is wrong. So, yeah, man, I appreciate that. Yes, yeah, I speak. But yeah, man, this is a beautiful day, man. So I'm gonna go in and relax in a little bit and probably do some work. Um, Appreciate you, Jay's realized game, man. But make sure you subscribe too, man. Since you comment, like somebody told me I should put the comments on subscribe mode so people can't, comment if they not subscribed. But I don't want to do that because it's bigger than that. I'm just I do want the spread knowledge, and I do want to have dialogue with people who might not have the experience that I've had, so they have different points of views. We all appreciate you, Jay Realize. So we all have different experiences that, um, you know, allow our perception. Now, if I've been stopped by police 20 times for nothing, and you've never been stopped by police for anything, even when you do wrong, then you're gonna have a different perception of police than I do. So, and if I do start acting mad or upset at police at the 15th time, then you're going to look at that 15th time and say, well, yeah, why is he talking to the police like that? Why doesn't he just get out of the car? Why does he need just, why? No, it's because for 14 times I've done everything right and they still messing with me. So on the 15th time, if I act up, oh, now you're resisting. See, you should have complied. No, you didn't see the other 14 times where I've been harassed and harassed and harassed, and I just can't take it no more. And then, the suspect wasn't complying, so we had to tase him. And then I thought I saw a gun, and then I deployed my firearm, but I thought it was a taser. And then I'm sorry, and then the FBI comes in, and then they say, well, he's been stopped 14 times. And each time he stopped, he received a ticket for busted tail lights. And, he had some marijuana on him one time. He has a long history of being stopped by them. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of narrative. So that's what that's what it is, that cognitive dissonance. You know what I'm saying? So people are saying that, that stop and frisk law is on the way back. It never left in my experience. It never left. Like, I used to, even when I had got out the game, I had an Impala on 24s, suicide doors, you know what I'm saying, like chromed out and all that stuff. But I was selling real estate then, but I still had the car because I always wanted one of them cars when I was in the streets. But I was smart enough to know, don't get that car if you riding around with a whole bunch of illegalities on you. But I would ride around in my suit and my briefcase, and man, I got stopped on that Impala so many times, like 5 or 6 times. I got stopped on that Impala when I was doing right, going to work every day, than I ever got stopped in the streets, and during this particular stretch. But I saw, police would pass me going the opposite way, and soon as they would pass me, they would turn around, and with no reason to stop me. So these are my experiences, in with police enforcement. So when anyone try to tell me about laws or fairness or equity or equality, like you can't trump my experiences, not just mine only, but the experiences of many people that I know. And so that's why I rent minivans on road trip. Yeah, I always try to be, like I said, low key. Now, like, well, I mean, so even like when I was street, it was extra low key. Like it was all like, stock. It was just everything regular. Like even my dress was regular. Because why bring attention to yourself? But once I started making some real legit money, and I could walk around and I can pay taxes, and I can go into leases and banks and show statements of where my money came from. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this car and I'm gonna ride with the suicide doors up. You know what I'm saying? But I won't do it definitely now. But their entire approach from the store. Oh yeah, and I do see, like I said, there are some, once again, I've got some, some white brothers that I've been locked up with, and the police, they got it out for them too. Whatever, whether they feel like they pull white trash or they've been in the system so much that they have developed that anti-relationship. But one thing I say about police is, if they live in the community, then it's much more it builds a much better relationship between them and the community and the people in the community. Um, because um, when I was younger, even like when I was young in my hometown, like police officers stayed in my neighborhood. Like it was one who stayed right down the block from me. She be walking every day from my quote unquote middle class neighborhood to the block. She would see me. She would be going in her police car, and somebody said she used to smoke weed herself, but that's neither here nor there. But when she would see me out in the streets, she knew me, so she was like, "All right, man, I gotta stop you because I know you ain't got no license, but I ain't gonna take you to jail. I ain't gonna come up on you like rah rah rah, get out the car. You ain't got no license. Let me see you." It won't like that. It was like, look, I smell weed. Where's it at? And one day, yeah, I did have some more. I had a little half ounce or something. I was like, she was like, "I know it's in here, man. Just give it, just give it to me, and I won't take you to jail." Boom, here. And she made me park the car, and she said, "Look, I'm gonna leave. I don't want to see you drive off. But I'm gonna leave." She knew I was gonna drive off, and you know what I'm saying. But that was the relationship. It wasn't always about, "Oh man, I see you doing something wrong. Let me take you to jail. Let me lock you up. Let me charge you with the utmost charges." No, because they knew me. They knew my family. They knew I was out just making some wrong decision. They knew I wasn't a bad kid, but I fell into a bad lifestyle. So, and there was several officers like that. Now there were some officers otherwise who would see me. "Oh shoot, there he go. I know he ain't got no license. Let me pull him and see what he got on him." Blah blah blah. But that was the other ones. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, that was a lot of my experiences. That's why, like I say, I lived it. So there's nothing to um there's nothing there's nothing that anybody can say with me about this police or injustice stuff right there, because I seen it with my own two eyes. Jesus Christ assumed. Why would you talk about anything other than Jesus Christ? Is that directed at me? Uh, but it's systematically done to us. I assure you. We would happily not have gone. Yeah, definitely. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? We don't care about, man. We just want to, like I said, somebody said a long time ago, America should be happy that, you know, blacks in America just want justice, not revenge. Just give us justice. Just give us equal treatment. Just don't stop every 8 out of 10 of us and stop 1 out of 10 of everybody else. Of course, the criminal statistics are going to look bad. If you stop 8 out of 10 black people and you only stop 1 out of 10 white people, and both of them 50% use substances at the same time. If you stop 8 black people, you guaranteed to get 3 people with substance on you. But if you only stop 1 white people, you only have a 20% chance of finding anything on 1 person. So those statistics can be manipulated to say what to say what people want them to say. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, man, but I just wanted to show y'all that, man. I thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for the quick conversation. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the video, like the channel, all that good stuff. Appreciate the super chats, my people who sent them, my guy Rue, and the other young lady, I can't find you, or the young man. But I appreciate that, y'all, man, and all of the support and love, man. Y'all have a blessed day, man. I'm out of here. Much love.